no longer want to. I want to go with the Bengals next because I think this one is going to be glaringly obvious, but I no longer want to watch a snap of Bengals football until Joe Burrow comes back. I can't stand seeing Browning go out there. Obviously, he gets the job done this week, right? It's the Jaguars. Am I going to put him on a pedestal because this is something that he's already done before? I literally remember the game that he played, I think it was Monday Night Football against the Jaguars like 2 years ago. I'm not going to put him on a pedestal because of what he did with the Jaguars. It's an unwatchable brand of football because they got no run game. The offensive line is struggling, and I just can't stand seeing them try to force feed the ball to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. It's going to be an unwatchable brand of football for the next 3 months. That is my I no longer want to for this game. You're going to fight back?
A little bit. I thought you would go a little bit different. They're still watchable because of the talent, right? And if you're going to step into a situation... Now, if you want to say they're not watchable because of the offensive line, with you. But Chase went crazy. He had himself a monster day. 14 catches for 158 yards. Highest paid wide receiver in the league. Lived up to that billing. Scored a touchdown as well. T. Higgins, also a $100 million receiver. He broke free for a 42-yard touchdown. And even Trey Hendrickson, who they paid, gave him a $14 million raise. He had 5 quarterback pressures. And one of the interceptions that they had was because of him. The hurry that he had. I still feel that like they're going to be watchable because of the talent that they have. Now, my I no longer want to is it kind of tied in with the quarterbacks, with the offensive line and the quarterbacks. Can I give you a cross-sport comparison for Joe Burrow? And I know you're not the biggest soccer fan, but people love the Nikola Jokic comp that I made to Josh Allen. Joe Burrow is Neymar. Do you know the soccer player Neymar?
Yes.
Okay, so Neymar came onto the scenes, guns blazing, like was one of the highest transfers in the world, goes to Barcelona. He wins Champions Leagues, but it was never his team because he had the shadow of Messi. And then he left, he went to PSG in France. And over there, they were trying to build the team around him, but he kept getting injured. But when he would come back, he was fucking electric. And he's like one of the biggest what-ifs honestly, in all of sports. And he's one of those guys that my friends that don't know soccer, they know who Neymar is, right? And, bro, Joe Burrow and him have the same career. Now, Joe Burrow has never won a Super Bowl. Neymar has won, he's won the Champions League, but it hasn't been because of him. He's gotten his team to the Champions League and they lost, like Burrow got them to the Super Bowl.
Right.
He never won a Ballon d'Or, which is like the best player in the world. But he's always like, it was always Ronaldo, Messi, and then Neymar's right here. Like he's in the next. And what has it been? It's been Lamar, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and then Burrow's in that combo with those guys. He just don't have the hardware. And I feel like their careers are so similar because injuries are taking them away from us. When they're on the field, they're so electric. And the thing that's so frustrating, and I've seen a lot of people run with this, Joe Burrow is going down the path of Andrew Luck. Now, there's a massive difference because Andrew Luck had T.Y. Hilton and like a bunch of tight ends, right? We talked about Kobe Fleener last week, and T.Y. Hilton, of course, was great in like the last couple of years of Reggie Wayne, whereas he has Chase, he has Higgins. But, man, they are doing a disservice to him. And it makes you wonder. We talked about it with the offensive line. Would you rather pay A+ talented skill players or A+ offensive linemen? What do? The Bengals are a prime example. They paid the 2 receivers. They've done nothing to address the offensive line all these years. And now what happens? You're $250 million quarterback, face of the franchise, absolute alpha male, going to be out for 3 months.
For a toe.
Turf toe.
I get okay. And can we talk about the injury a little bit, because it's when I heard 3 months for turf toe surgery, I was like, are we serious here? Like, I understand the importance of the toe, but I mean, I would imagine Joey B in about a month and a half will be able to stand in the pocket and deliver some dimes. I'm not expecting him to be scrambling. It's a different brand of Joe Burrow that we're used to, but you at least get Joe Burrow back there. 3 months, 3 months.
So
Crazy.
it happens to the big toe.
Yep.
And it prevents you from bending your big toe.
We watched Big Ben play with cement feet for years. Joey B, let's make it back out here. Let's have like one of those. They say it's 3 months. I'm back in a month. The narrative grows. This dude's tough as nails. They go on a playoff run. Could we see that?
So
yeah.
No, listen. Could be. Who knows? Who knows? There's been situations where someone gets a concussion and they miss the rest of the year, and it's week 6. There's other times a guy gets a concussion on Thursday. Sorry, not Thursday. Gets a concussion on Sunday. He plays the next week. All right. So like everyone reacts to it different. I think it's so devastating because they're 2-0. I think their defense has been playing a lot better than what we expected. Now, was the ceiling the basement?
Correct.
And, if they got to the main level, you're celebrating? Sure, it could be. But I felt like their defense has been playing pretty well. They just can't protect them, and you're doing a disservice. We've seen a lot of quarterbacks go down in the first 2 weeks. This week, the Vikings play the Bengals. It's going to be Browning versus Carson Wentz because J.J. McCarthy got hurt also. And it sucks. Jaden Daniels got banged up. Justin Fields left the game. Josh Allen at one point, you're like, oh my God, what the hell happened to him? I thought he got like a spinal injury the way he reacted just face down on the – you're like, holy shit, what the hell? So we've seen a lot of quarterbacks get banged up. But now with the Bengals, I think it's so frustrating because you never want to be labeled as injury prone. Like to me, and let me ask you, how do you define an athlete as injury prone? Like, what's your definition of injury prone?
Bro, I mean, never can complete a season is one. If you are multiple time comeback player of the year, you fall into the category of injury prone. I would say those two things, and the Anthony Richardson head tap. Injury prone type moves. What about yeah. I mean, I think that's pretty self-explanatory for those three. Is there any ones that I'm missing?
No, I think it's funny, right? Because I always used to defend this with Keenan Allen. Like Keenan Allen was labeled as injury prone, and it's like, well, he had 2 seasons in his career where it really. Like he had that spleen injury that shut down, like his spleen exploded. He could have died. And then he tore his ACL. But outside of that, he was always available. To me, injury prone is like Joe Burrow. It's the hand.
It's the ankle.
It's the ankle.
Bro,
it's the toe. It's an ACL.
He's like the game operation, like dead ass. At this point, it's his medical record shows every part of his body is
bro, totally. And the thing that sucks the most is that they're not protecting him. And it's a great debate. Like, do you invest in the receivers for production or do you invest in offensive linemen? I think the answer is offensive linemen because you look around, some guys get elevated by the quarterback. Like, dude, look at Green Bay. They got a lot of B- wide receivers. But I think wide receiver 1 through 5, they have the best receivers in the league. Like, every week, we were talking about it last week. I think it was with John. We were talking about it because they were playing Thursday Night Football. It's like, if you look at the Packers wide receivers, they're always plus 200 anytime to score. Because there's 5 of them that could score. Yep. 1 week, it's Weeks. 1 week, it's Watson. I know he's out now, but bear with me. Golden, right? He's a first-round pick. They haven't, this whole millennium, they haven't spent a first-round pick on a wide receiver. Then you have Dobbs, right? Like you have Reed also, Reed got hurt in the Thursday Night Football game, but all of their odds are always very similar. The anytime touchdown is always very similar. So what do? Do you build with the offensive line? Do you build with the skill position players? I think my answer would be the offensive lineman. But then again, how the fuck does Philly do it? Philly pays everybody. Yeah, blank check. Good. Everybody eats. So it just sucks, man. With Burrow, it sucks because it's just another year where now you got to wait for Browning to see what happens with Browning. And let me ask you this question. We've seen him start before. He went 4-3 a couple years ago when Burrow got hurt. What if he goes on a run? What if Browning goes on a run? Say he's 7-2 and then Burrow's available. Do you hand the keys back to Burrow or do you ride the hot hand? And then what happens? What happens? Just hypothetical. They're 40-1 now to win the Super Bowl. Say they go on a crazy run. They get to a Super Bowl. They win one. Do you do a Nick Foles, Carson Wentz thing? Right? Like,
yeah,
this is the face of the franchise. We've invested in him, but we won with him.
I mean,
I think it's a fascinating combo.
Bro, if you win the Super Bowl, you burn the boats and you rock with that guy. I mean, imagine what the Vikings would have done last year if Sam Darnold would have won Week 18 and won a playoff game. They would have burned the boats. I mean, not saying that they had paid J.J. McCarthy a lot of money, but I think optically it would have been over for him. Browning is a unique situation, bro, because he's been in the league now for a while. He's been in this specific backup role, right? So it's not like a newfound face that is unfamiliar with the talent around him.
Yeah.
There is a good possibility, but if I'm given the opportunity week 15 or 16 to throw in Joe Burrow for meaningful games to make it to the playoffs, as an owner and as a coach, I'm not facing the media having to answer the question, why did you go with Browning? It's not going to happen. And so that's your answer right there. No, nobody wants to face the music of not putting in Joe Burrow in that spot.
If it's 3 months, December 14th, they're home to the Ravens. Then they play at Miami, home Cardinals, home Browns.
Perfect tune-up games to end the year.
The Ravens game will be tough.
We might keep Browning in for that one.
Yeah. But after that, you could get hot going into the playoffs. Let's monitor this. Let's just see. Because their next 5, ready for their next 5? Bengals, that is. At Minnesota without J.J. McCarthy. At Denver. Tough place to play. It's on primetime, Monday Night Football. Home Lions. We got to talk about that game. And then at Packers. So it's a lot of, 3 of the next 4 are on the road. And you get a gift in the sense of this Vikings game because their quarterback is also hurt. So we'll see. I just think it's a fascinating conversation to have. But it sucks. Like if you're Burrow, it's really trash. It's really trash.
Yeah.